State School and Hospital. Opened from 1908 to 1987. Located in Spring City, Pennsylvania. In 1986, the conditions at this institution were exposed in a 5-part news series hosted by Bill Baldini. The hospital contained mostly children being kept in deplorable conditions. One boy, Johnny, was sent simply because his parents were classed as delinquents and was fully mentally healthy. There were many others like Johnny as well that had no mental handicap, but were sent to the institution for trivial and ridiculous reasons. Severely overcrowded, patients were abused, neglected, and strapped into cribs for extended amounts of time. Underfunded, they couldn't even adequately provide for the basic needs of those in their care.
The 2,800 children, young and old alike, residing within the confines of Penhurst, are for the most part protected from society, and the granite wall of ignorance and social blindness protects society from them. These unfortunates are being deprived of their dignity and self-respect. Why? Because only a very, very few seem to care.
The Topeka State Hospital, opened from 1872 to 1997, located in Topeka, Kansas. Many tales are told about the widespread abuse that took place within its walls, including rape and patients being tied down for so long their skin began growing around the straps. Many patients were also subjected to castration and other questionable treatments. Disturbingly, these cruelties were meant to cure the patients. However, in its history, it was found that many of the patients lacked the proper paperwork to be committed. Their actual identities and illnesses unknown. Evidence of the mishandling of their medical care and begging the question if some of the patients were in fact mentally healthy and should have been there at all. Athens Lunatic Asylum, opened from 1874 to 1993, located in Athens, Ohio, formerly known as the Ridges. Everyone from people with strong sexual desires to those who expressed intense emotions were sent here under the pretense of hysteria. They believed masturbation, epilepsy, and a woman's menstrual cycle were all causes of insanity. Patients were subjected to treatments including forced ice water baths, electroshock therapy, and beatings. Hundreds of lobotomies were also performed in an attempt to cure their patients. One patient, Margaret Schilling, mysteriously went missing for over a month. She was eventually found dead by a maintenance worker. The site where her body was found left a stain in the concrete that perfectly outlines where her body lied, and reportedly cannot be removed despite numerous attempts to scrub it away. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, opened from 1910 to 1962, located in Jefferson County, Kentucky. Originally constructed to house tuberculosis patients in isolation, the institution was the site of many many horrific experimental surgeries in an attempt to treat the disease, including collapsing the lungs, placing balloons inside the lungs, or removing ribs in an attempt to help the lungs heal. An estimated 64,000 patients died there during the time that the sanatorium was open, including a nurse that committed suicide by hanging herself in the laundry room. The most horrifying feature is a body chute, a narrow shaft used to move the many deceased cadavers out of the building, out of the sight from where the other patients could see. Willowbrook State Hospital opened from 1947 to 1987, located on Staten Island, New York. Like Penhurst, it was primarily built to house mentally handicapped children. This institution did far from teach or nurture their residents, as its name would suggest it should, and would prove to be one of the most deplorable environments a child could be kept in. In 1965, Robert Kennedy visited the institution, and upon witnessing the horrors, he described the supposed school as a snake pit and pleaded for an overhaul of the system. However, the hospital did not gain notoriety until 1972, when a young Geraldo Rivera exposed the institution using hidden cameras to capture the horrors going on inside. These disturbing images show just how horrendous the living conditions of these patients were. Overcrowded, understaffed, and among rampant squalor and disease. Even worse, the patients were often abused and neglected. Many were without clothes, lying in their own excrement. It is rumored that some patients were even purposefully infected with hepatitis in order to study the disease. Even so, it would be another 15 years before it would finally be shut down. In the film, The Last Great Disgrace, Rivera himself described his experience.
The doctor had warned me that it would be bad. It was horrible. There was one attendant for perhaps 50 severely and profoundly retarded children. Lying on the floor naked and smeared with their own feces, they were making a pitiful sound, the kind of mournful wail that it's impossible for me to forget. This is what it looked like, this is what it sounded like, but how can I tell you about the way it smelled? It smelled of filth, it smelled of disease, and it smelled of death.